So we got Sandbox Tobi versus Louffree coming up. Don't know. All right, Louffree opting for Rose again, so we're gonna see Ryu versus Rose. Historically, I would say this match is in Rose's favor, but at a high level, there's definitely a lot that Ryu can exploit about Rose's lack of block strings.
I mean, most notably, and we saw Daigo use it to great effect, and I'm not sure if it is the same with good Ryu or normal Ryu. Low strong and Soul Spiral can get blown up by Ultra 1.
Right. I mean, if I can Ultra 1 it with Sakura, I'm pretty sure Ryu can DP it or Ultra 1 it.
So far, man, okay, so the pace of this match, you gotta understand immediately. Full screening Rose with fireballs is not a good option. However, those fireballs that he threw in there, Louffree was not able to absorb them correctly and took damage.
Right.
Instead of sitting back and saying, I'm going to keep doing this, it's just like an anti-air. Keep jumping in until they prove to you they do otherwise. Sandbox Tobi closed the gap and actually took a lot of damage. Same thing right there, like chill. Make him prove it. And we want to see DP right there, at least crouching Fierce Punch. Louffree with the activation, looking for a confirm here. Wow, walk up and then jump away. Ballsy.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Huge damage, and both those orbs connecting in for the first round. So anyway, that's what I'm saying, like, to pick up on your player tendencies in tournament, whoever does that faster usually wins. And that's what separates you, to be honest, that is the X factor that separates you from lower skill tier and the high skill tier.
Right.
Because even at EVO, it's still grand finals, man. You're in front of, X amount of thousand people playing. You only get 3 rounds,
Yeah.
So you just gotta adjust, and you gotta adjust fast. Good punish right there.
Sandbox Tobi getting a lot of mileage off these sweeps. Good anti-air there with the Mexican DP.
Yeah, right now he wants to force Rose to play at the range where Ryu does well, and that is one of the strengths of Rose, is that she says, okay, I'll back up to where you can throw fireballs, and instead I'll just absorb meter.
Right.
And right now, right now I'd like to see her harass. Like, I know that Louffree is in love with Soul Spiral confirmed into Super. This is a great opportunity for him to fight back with EX fireballs. Corner combo, or corner control.
Ooh, great anti-air with the Ultra.
Pushing.
And here, okay, now he's shown that he's willing to absorb them, so until then there was no reason to not throw fireballs.
Yeah, Sandbox Tobi taking it right there. So, if instead of going in when you have Ultra 2 activated, just harass. I mean, your defensive options have gone through the roof, and your offense is up through the roof.
Right. Ooh, great wake-up DP there, recognizing that Louffree was going for an unsafe setup.
Wow.
And he opts to absorb them rather than reflect them, even though he has full super. Great patience.
Not really sure what that Fierce Punch was trying to be. I wonder if it was a guest DP. Both these characters not really anti-airing, or both these players, not really anti-airing super well.
Yeah, I mean, Tobi was on point earlier with that crouch fierce, but it seems like he's not able to keep it up. And
red fireball blowing up the reflect.
Yeah.
Too hot for the scarf.
So does that take an EX reflect to reflect? Okay.
Yeah, Ryan made that very clear, because when I played him in Rose, and he would just snap that EX reflect, and I would just eat the damage.
Yeah.
Activation? Oh my goodness, why?
All right,
okay.
Tobi looking poised to take this. Just
Whoever
gotta be
jumps is gonna win, because they're gonna get a free jump in, because neither one of these guys are gonna anti-air.
Right, and that's usually
there was.
Oh wow, he could have gotten a throw setup off of that slide.
25 seconds. What's the patience?
Ooh, FADC's back, and yeah, that's gonna be. But if he doesn't jump, it's gonna chip.
Wow, he went neutral jump right there, so he wasn't even sure on it. Both these players out of meter with 15 seconds to play. Sandbox Tobi with the life lead. All right, but this is what you want to see here, because even if he walks forward, he's going to be able to get good chip unless he snipes them. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient.
Ooh, got the sweep, and that's
4 seconds left.
Yeah, that's going to be the game.
Man, a little bit of a scramble situation there at the end. Both players pushing a lot of buttons, but Louffree will take game number 1.
Right.
Patience is the hardest button. You cannot practice it in the training room, but it is one of the best buttons in the entire game. Man,
I don't like him jumping in with that. That's medium kick, right?
I don't know what it is. It's stupid to jump in at Ryu anyways from that range. And the thing is, but again, if he's not... Okay, finally, good conversion.
I mean, if you are going to jump in as Rose, which you shouldn't be doing...
Sure.
Pretty much the best button she has that doesn't cross up is Fierce Punch.
Right. I think her light kick, jumping light kick, kind of crosses up okay, but again,
Yeah.
why
Well, light kick.
mix up like you want?
Yeah, I mean that's just not really the kind of character that Rose is.
Correct. And it's like Fei Long jumping in. But great EX Soul Spiral there to get through the fireball. Great invincible. It is invincible for the full time now. That was a change in Ultra Street Fighter 4 in the recent balance patch. Not the recent balance patch, but it was a change. Okay, now we are turning on the Ryu game here. If you jump at me from 2 squares out, you're going to get DP'd. And I don't like that wake up DP, because now it makes me think he was guessing on the jump in. DP right there. If he would have done light fireball, he would have had the time to do it. Good activation here from Louffree. What's the mix-up? This is where he did very well against Fire Dad. Instead of going in for something complicated, he walked back to a square and just started throwing fireballs. So what's Ryu going to do? Get that meter back.
Yeah, and man, I've noticed he's been doing a lot of those panic EX Soul Spirals. You know, I think he's gonna figure out pretty quick that move is not as good as he thinks it is.
He has had some success with it because he was reading the fireballs, and
right
at that point, if you have anti-fireball moves, the best thing you can do is watch the meter of the other player and move into the range where you know they're going to throw fireballs based on your training of their tendencies. So knowing that, you watch the meter pop up, and then you go out, and then you go in, because the meter builds in Street Fighter before the special move comes out.
Yeah.
But that's not the story right now. Sandbox, I'm going to put that on input error.
Yeah.
And now Sandbox Tobi in a bad spot, trying to push too many buttons. And I think he wanted to wake up Ultra right there and just biffed it. Louffree on match point here in our losers round 3 side. So Sandbox Tobi needs to chill out.
All right, and finally we're seeing those reflects. See, he's reflecting when he doesn't have meter and absorbing when he has full meter.
Right. Proof of a weak 1 character, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about a fundamentally sound player either. So, you know, I told him, I said Rose is a great character, but it's not going to be an auto win button. You're going to need to you're going to have to understand Rose's fundamentals. So great activation.
Yeah, it definitely takes a very different mindset than Ryu, which is the character he's coming from.
I like that he approached that time, instead of jumping in with the orbs, I like that he approached with this slide. Much safer option.
Good air-to-air there.
Louffree trying to seal the deal here. Ooh, gets thrown out of his own throw, and now Louffree backing up to, or not, excuse me, Sandbox Tobi backing up to the right space. Good stop right there on the fireballs, trying to test it, and Louffree walking himself out without jumping in. Oh my gosh, the back dash shows you how good he is, and great matches with both those guys. Both of them coming a long way in just a week.
Yeah. All right, and now
Mom Slayer 69 and J Slow coming up next.
All right, so